Hi there, this is Josh Allen with the Rise Up podcast right here at the Lubbock Chamber Barbecue. I mean, this is a privilege of mine. I get to have one of our OGs in the house, Robert Woods with West Texas Land Guys, among many things. Robert, welcome.
Thanks for having us, Josh. We appreciate being here. Thank you.
Well, Robert, I was telling you earlier, I just really love for people in the audience just to kind of hear sometimes the origin stories. You know, people see you today and they don't know how things got started. So I always looked, how did you get started in this business thing, the building thing, the land thing?
Well, the land thing started in 2012 when I became partners with Trey. Before that, building back in 2002. Before that, I was in the lumber business, filed bankruptcy in 2002, went broke, kind of started from scratch.
Wow. See, I don't think a lot of people realize where people's starts go. And when you start from scratch, I mean, that's a big weight to carry. What was your, like at that time, if you can rewind the clock back to 2002, like, were you like, all right, get back on the horse again? Or how did you pick yourself back up and go, all right, I'm going to get back into it?
Well, the horse comment's right. When you're down, you either pick yourself back up or you don't.
That's right.
Those are your two options. You don't really have a mid-range, right?
Yep.
So literally no car, nothing. Had to go figure out how to get a pickup and a car for my wife, and just kind of was looking for a job, trying to figure out what I was going to do.
Yep.
Ran into a guy named George McMahon. George said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, he said, you ought to be a builder." And I said, "Well, George, I can't. I don't have any credit."
Yeah.
And he goes, "All right, what bank you want to go to?" And so he met me at the bank and started co-signing my notes in 2002. And I worked along with him for not very long. I just paid him a flat fee for every house we sold, not a percentage or anything like that. And after about 10 houses, the banker said, "You don't need George anymore." And I just kept paying George anyway.
Yeah.
And to this day, George also decided he was going to retire. That's how I ended up getting in the land development business, was he was ready to get out.
Yep.
And we bought him out. So he kind of set us up in that. And ironically enough, we're actually bailing him out right this second because he's tired and done. And so we're going to do it again for him and take over for him.
You said something I want people to hear again, and that is, even when the contractual obligation to take care of George was kind of done, you didn't need him anymore, you did something that very few people do, and I'm going to say you honored him.
Oh, for sure.
You honored him. And I just think there's something in today's culture that people have lost of the value of honoring relationally. It's not always a financial transaction. It's the integrity of relationship and honor that literally opens up more doors for you than you realize.
Oh, for sure. If you do the right things are going to come your way.
That's right.
100%.
So sitting here today in 2025, I like to ask a question. What excites you? You're Lubbock, West Texas, probably some other markets, but what excites you in forward looking in terms of where we are as a city, community, West Texas?
Everything that's going on in this area, this part of Texas, probably our most exciting area right now happens to be Abilene, with everything that's going on with the AI plants. And fortunately, we had literally just bought our first piece of dirt in Abilene before Trump got elected and had no clue that was coming. And
so you took a risk.
As the crow flies, we're 2 miles from there. It's perfect.
Wow.
It's working out great for us.
Wow.
We've got everything on the ground sold and continue to look for more dirt.
So we do a lot of energy stuff, and to say there's a lot of energy getting pumped through that place is an understatement, right?
100%. It's really cool.
I kind of like to ask, looking out over your career, you faced a lot of these. What were some challenges you faced? I mean, obviously the bankruptcy, maybe one of the many ones.
I mean, honestly, 2008 was probably my biggest challenge, even with what we just have gone through with almost 30 months without a paycheck, not selling any houses, and kept my full staff on, which wasn't the smartest thing I ever did, but man, that was a challenge. You hate to lay people off. And so we got through 2008 and those times and got back in kind of rolling about 2011 when it all kicked back off, and we were still building. And then this last little hiccup we had, Trey and I had gone out on a limb and we were building about 60 houses at one time.
Wow.
And when it stopped, we had 30 left. And, dealing with that challenge we handled it way different. We did what we had to do to move the product, still kept our people in place, and just muddled our way through. And so now we're finally coming back out of that again, and I think it's really fixing to get really great in our world for sure.
Well, man, this is always good. I always like to conclude these kind of conversations with, rewind the clock back, you're sitting across having a drink, cup of coffee with your 20-year-old self. What advice would you give your young self?
If I had to give myself advice, I would say stay way more focused. I didn't go to college. I would I would tell myself to go get some college classes. I don't ever think that I would not, I don't think it would have changed my life to have a college degree, but it might have changed my life to understand certain things in business a lot more than I do, or that I do now. But at 62 years old, I've had to learn them. And I could have started out in a whole different way.
That's right. Yeah.
So
that's
for
right.
Sure.
Well, Robert, man, thank you. Thank you for serving our Lubbock community. So many people. It's significant, and it's fun to be in Lubbock and West Texas together.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good one.